So I will go ahead and call the March 6th, 2025 TRPA Hearings Officer meeting to order at 2 p.m. My name is Marcia Birch, and I'll be serving as the hearings officer today. The second item on my agenda is approval of the agenda, so I'll ask Julie whether or not there have been any changes to the agenda.
Nope, I think we're looking good.
All right, then I'll go ahead and approve the agenda as it was posted. Item 3, I will open the hearing for public interest comments for no action. Any member of the public who wishes to address the hearings officer on any item that is not listed as a public hearing item on the agenda may do so at this time. Public comments on any public hearing item will be taken at the time those agenda items are heard. The hearings officer is prohibited by law from taking immediate action on or discussing issues raised by the public that are not listed on the agenda. So, Jessica, it sounds like there's no members of the public in the room.
That is correct. There's no members of the public in the room, so I'll go to online and ask if anybody would like to address the hearings officer. Please raise your hand now, and by clicking on the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and you can make your comment. There are no hands raised to comment.
All right, then I will close the public interest comments. Item number 4, announcement of appeal rights. Any decision of the hearings officer is appealable to the TRPA governing board. The notice of appeal, which can be found on TRPA's website, and associated fees must be filed within 21 days of the hearings officer's decision. All right, so that will bring us to our public hearing items. Item 5A is the Abudier Land Capability Challenge 318 Kingsbury Grade, Douglas County, Nevada. Assessor's parcel number 1318-26-510-007. TRPA file number LCAP 2024-0271. And this is Julie Roll's item.
Yes, hi, this is Julie Roll, Senior Planner with TRPA. As Marcia said, this is a land capability challenge, and this application was reviewed by our soils consultant, Marshall Munnicky. Based on her evaluation, the staff recommendation is to change the land capability from class 3 to classes 1A, 4, and 6. And I believe we have Marshall on the line, so she can give a little more background on what she found.
Okay, great.
Hi, yeah, it's Marshall here. So this site was originally mapped as Jabu Shallow Variant, which is, this parcel is like partway up Kingsbury Grade, kind of in the transition zone between upper mountain, granite bedrock area and lower alluvial flats from glacial outwash. But there was 2 pits excavated on the site, and they were both determined to be deeper than 40 inches, not the Cagwin soil that was also mapped up in this area. And it was not the outwash soils as the Jabu soil either. The Jabu soils, in addition, have a fragipan with redoxomorphic features and indicating poor water movement through the soil. And these soils did not have that as well. So these soils were not the Cagwin soils because they were deeper than 40 inches, and not the Jabu because they didn't have the fragipan. They are somewhat similar to the Gepo soils, which are high capability soils, but they're over granitic bedrock, so they become XXX soil. And it was broken out by slope classes for high capability soil, a class 6, class 4. And then there are some units of 1A that are for areas of rock outcrop and small areas that are greater than 30% slopes. So that's how this one got delineated.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marshall. So is there any other representative of the applicant who would like to address the hearings officer?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I didn't have any questions on this, and Marshall did a great job of explaining it. So I'll go ahead and open this up for public comment.
Okay, there's no members of the public in the room, so if any member of the public online would like to comment on this item, please raise your hand now by clicking on the raised hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There are no hands raised to comment.
Okay, then I will close the public comment for this item and take action. I will approve the land capability challenge as proposed in the staff summary. All right, so we will move on to item 5B. This is the walk-up land capability challenge, 259 Chimney Rock Road, Douglas County, Nevada. Assessor's parcel number 131823-610-033. TRPA file number LCAP 2024-0222. And this is also Julie's item.
Yes, hi, Julie Roll again, Senior Planner with TRPA. This is another land capability challenge, and this one was also reviewed by Marshall Monarchy. And based on the evaluation, staff recommendation is to change the land capability from class 2 to classes 4 and 6. So again, we can have Marshall weigh in.
Yeah, so this one is also partway up Kingsbury grade, but further up, and it's in the mountain slope where there is a lot of granitic bedrock outcrop, and it was mapped as originally as the Cagwin soil, which is 40 inches or less to weathered granitic bedrock, or gruss, as some people call it. And the soils were deeper on this site as well, and there were not any bedrock outcrops on the parcel itself. So it just changed from a class 2 to class 4, and is an unmapped XXX soil. So not much else to say on that one.
Okay, Marshall, it also looks like there was a little class 6.
Oh, right, yes, because based on slopes, there's like a small corner they pulled out as class 6.
All right, yeah, I see that there. Okay, thank you. And is there any representative from the applicant who would like to address the hearings item officer on this item?
Scholes is on the line. He just raised his hand.
Yes, Bill Scholes. I was the consulting soil scientist that did the groundwork. Marshall did a good recap of this, and I appreciate you folks reviewing this.
All right, thank you, Phil. Okay, so I don't have any additional questions, so we'll open this up for public comment.
No members of the public in the room. I'll go to online. If any member of the public online would like to address the hearings officer on this item, please raise your hand now by clicking on the raised hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There are no hands raised to comment on this item.
Okay, thank you. I will close the comment portion of this item, and I will take action and approve the land capability challenge as proposed in the staff summary. All right, that brings us to public hearing item 5C. This is the linear public service Highway 267 fiber optic infrastructure project, Caltrans right-of-way along Highway 267, Placer County, California. Assessor's parcel number 530-101-00, TRPA file number ERSP 2025-011. And this is also Julie Roll's item.
Yes, Julie Roll here again with TRPA. Marcia's project description she read pretty much sums it up. This is a fiber optic cable to be installed along Highway 267 in order to provide high-speed internet to residents and visitors in North Lake Tahoe. The project area is a paved Caltrans right-of-way along 267. It's basically from the intersection at 28 to, we just stop at the jurisdictional boundary at Brockway Summit. And Marcia, you may remember a similar project that was approved in October last year for basically the same project with just a different project area along Highway 28. So this is essentially the second phase of that approval. And this project will be constructed using micro trenching technology where the cables are laid into, kind of narrow slots in the in the roadway, which compared to traditional trenching is much faster to construct and produces much less disturbance. So it's, you know, less impacts on traffic, the environment, and all that. I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, happy to answer any.
Thank you, Julie. I did notice that this uses that same micro trenching technology.
Yes, it's the same applicant and everything.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't have any additional questions. Is there anyone here from the applicant who would like to address the hearings officer?
There is one person named Andrea Gonzalez.
X-Line and Company, they're the
Great.
consultants.
So Andrea, I've just unmuted you if you have anything to contribute.
Hi, yeah, Andrea with X-Line and Company. Really great summary, Julie. We're excited to expand broadband in Tahoe.
All right. Thank you, Andrea. Okay, since I don't have any additional questions, I will go ahead and open this up for public comment.
Okay, if any member of the public online wishes to address the hearings officer on this item, please raise your hand now and you'll be unmuted. You can raise your hand by clicking on the raised hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There are no hands raised to comment on this item.
Okay, well, thank you. I will go ahead and close the public comment period for this item. And I will take action. I will approve the findings contained in the staff summary, including a finding of no significant environmental effect. And I'll approve the project based on the staff summary, the record evidence, and subject to the conditions contained in the draft TRPA permit. All right, so that takes care of all of our hearing items, and I will adjourn the meeting at 2:11 p.m.
Thank you, Marcia.
Bye.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks, Jessica.